has a mental problem. He thinks he's a human. And that is because of the old story that we heard as children. The first thing that a newborn chick sees, it will think is its mother.
Oh.
So when this egg was hatched in an incubation box
Yeah.
by people, and the people raised it by feeding it, you ended up with a bird that was imprinted with a human. So when it looks at an animal of its own species, it thinks, what ugly thing is that? I want nothing to do with it. And when it looks at us, oh, amazing, that's my friend. That's what I want to be. So he's trying to get to us to come and greet us. Sometimes when he's being fed little, day-old chicks that don't survive, they have to burn them. Now, a place like this will buy them, will actually get them for free.
Yeah.
And they feed them to the birds. Now when he's got 3 or 4 of them, he will pick one up and he will bring it to you and say, do you want to be my friend? So he's trying to bribe you with food.
Gee.
It is or a rhino. The horns, the tusks of an elephant, the tusks of a warthog, the tusks of a hippo. All of these weapons that the animal possesses is not to fight the predator. To defend itself against a predator, it's not what it is. It's always to fight, and elephants fight elephants with their tusks. It's always for dominance. The bulls will fight each other. Typically the bulls. Now the giraffe, you can see the horn is bone, but you don't see that structure.
Holy moly. Big, isn't he? Don't get too close to their fins. Yeah. Holy. Oh, gee, he's big.
Spoke about the black leopards, and then you get the cheetah, not in black or white, but in dark patches. It's called the king cheetah.
Gee. Oh, here we go.
Oh, you gonna lie down? Oh. Look at that.
Look, he's that.
When a lion is born in the wild, it's a very tough life. There's times of little food, times of no food, times of plenty, and that obviously impacts on the growth. Therefore, typically a lion in the wild will weigh between 210 to 240 kilograms, but a lion in captivity that has a constant supply of good food can grow up to over 260 kilograms, closer to 290 kilograms.
Gee, it's
You've
impressive.
got some lovely teeth.
Oh, you're showing too close.
Oh, look. The gentleman is coming.
Is he?
Look at him.
Oh, there he is. Holy moly.
Oh, look at this beautiful girl.
Hey.
Darling. My baby at home does that.
Except she smashes her face on the cabinets for no
Yeah,
reason.
she's a bit overzealous. Aren't you gorgeous?
Just get a perspective here.
Oh, kisses. Kisses.
Gee.
Kilograms, but they can get up to 90 kilograms, which is a monster for leopard. It's 92 kilograms is a monster. So the females here typically weigh about 40 to 45 kilograms. And if you go to the Eastern Cape,
Yep.
which is a different part of our country, the males get to this size of a female here. And the females are less than 30 kilograms. If you go to North Africa, the males get to about 25, maybe 30 kilograms. If you go to Israel, a monster leopard weighs 20 kilograms, about 16 kilograms average.
Why is he walking towards the tree? Does he know something?
No, they walk up and down. They're following it. And he's actually today surprising me that he came all the way there.
Yeah.
She's always coming that way, and then she walks down with us. He follows us, like now. But I've never seen him go beyond this pole here. He always stays down here. So I think he's hungry.
You can smell.
Look here,
he's
look here.
smelling there.
See the meat? Here, the meat. I'm going to throw it in the top of the tree, and then you can see whether they are moving as fast as you thought they would.
I'll record you as well. Holy moly! Where's it laying?
Above her head, towards us.
No,
She's going to climb. Look to the outside of the branches. They can climb. There, she's got it now in her claw, and now she's got it.
Gee.
So you can see how amazing balance they have. Yes. That's an acacia tree, full of thorns, and they are so mobile up and down those trees.
She can sniff it, actually sniffing.
Beautiful animals, these leopards, really beautiful. But like you heard, very, very powerful. You must imagine, this animal here weighs about 75, 78 kilograms. It is categorized in the same category as a buffalo that weighs 800 kilograms. It's categorized in the same category as a lion that weighs 250 kilograms. It's categorized in the same category as a black rhino that weighs 800. An elephant that weighs 6,000 kilograms. Why is it in the same category? That's because of the amount of, it's called the big five that I'm talking about. And it's not big because of physical size. It's because of the power that they can exert when they are angry. So a leopard that is angry, like an injured leopard, if they get shot by the hunter and they get injured, not killed, when they unleash their anger on those people, it's an unbelievable storm of anger and power that comes at the people. And that's why they were classified in the same group as others. Because many years ago the hunters asked each other about the stories, the experiences they had in the hunting field in Africa, and they realized there's some animals that very often the hunter ended up being killed or injured or very close to injury because of the amazing...
Yes.
All the names that they use for the characters is actually the Indian word for that species.
Ah. Aren't you beautiful?
Now he is black, this leopard, she is black. But when you see the sunshine reflecting off the skin, you should be able to recognize the patterns.
Oh, you can actually see the pattern
Yes.
in the sun.
Yes. Bagheera is a black leopard. And in this region, not far from here, the Pilgrim's Rest, there were many reports of black leopard, and it was often dismissed as a faulty imagination of people, or they had drunken too much or whatever.
Yeah.
So at one stage, I think it's about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they had a project that was financed to try and prove that they are black leopards or disprove it.
Yep.
And they put up over 300 static cameras that take pictures when the animal moves past.
Yep.
Camera traps.
Yep.
And it took, I think, still,
Oh.
with all those camera traps out, it took about 3 years before they got the first images of black leopard. And then they went and caught black leopards in those mountains, and this is one of the black leopards that was born from that breeding project.
Gee, I can see the pattern.
Yes,
I can
yes.
see the painted dog.
Look at that little
Yeah,
face.
I'm just trying to.
Very fussy, doesn't want any grass on his food.
No. How bizarre.
Oh, he's got a leaf.
Yeah, leaf, yeah. Let's come back around this way a little bit.
You just have to keep going otherwise we get.
Bye, darling.
Oh, fine.
Here you see a great duiker drinking water in front of us. Yeah. And if you look over there, hunting prey like antelopes, which were then used for meat supply for the people. Whereas a leopard and a lion and a tiger, jaguar, you can only half tame them. That means the other half that's wild, when it pitches up, makes it very dangerous. So cheetah is most suitable for keeping as a pet or as a house animal or domesticated. Yes. The one is very dominant. It doesn't allow the other one to get to the meat. Now these are the African wild dogs, also known as the Cape hunting dog. And this species of predator has a reputation for being evil, and that has to do with the technique that they use to hunt their prey.
Yeah.
All other predators we see today, the lion, the hyena, the leopard, the cheetah, all of them hunt in the similar with the same pattern. They walk through the bush when they see animals, let's say impala. They will choose one animal from the herd. They will stalk towards that animal to get as close as possible, and then they will run as fast as possible to try and catch the animal. In order, how do they kill it? What would you say?
Bite the throat.
Yeah, but they don't bite the throat to kill it. They close the throat to suffocate it.
Oh.
So when they grab the throat, it is to close the windpipe with their teeth. So the lion actually doesn't use these long canine teeth for killing. It uses the front teeth, the incisors, for closing the windpipe so that the animal suffocates. And that can take a long time, and when it is dead, then it gets eaten. These animals chase the animal. Let's say it's impala. They chase the animals.
Yeah, I agree.
But do you know that they have exactly the same menu as lions?
Oh, yeah.
They have either they kill the prey themselves, they are hunters, or they steal the prey from cheetahs or leopards, they are opportunists, or they come across the food when it's dead and they eat it. So that's the scavenger. Lions do exactly the same. So lions and hyenas have the same way of getting hold of their food, and they eat the same animals. Yet with hunting, hyena has a success rate of about 30%, and lions have a success rate of between 5 and 20%. So hyenas have a better success rate at hunting than lions. But we always get these animals always get portrayed as the dirty scavengers.
Yeah.
And lions are the regal hunter kings.
Yeah.
And they're both similar. See, she can eat that piece of dry meat. She still has one in the mouth. She takes the other one. You see how she's a little bit vocal, but inquisitive. Now I'm going to make her noise. Let's go that way.
This way?
Yeah, because the mother was run over by a calf, and the person that drove past saw the dead honey badger and thought that's it. Saw a movement, stopped, and realized she had a little cub with her, a little honey badger next to her that was injured but not dead.
Oh.
And if you look at the male, his nose is a little bit stumpy, so he was knocked on the nose. But the man picked up the animal, nursed him to health, took him home, kept him. And much later, when the animal was doing too much damage to their furniture and vehicle and everything, did they bring him here to Maholoholo and asked if they can look after him. Stoffel was put into this into an enclosure next to the lions. You know where the white lions were?
Yeah.
There used to be another big male lion there, actually two, and the honey badger went in at that place and chased the lions. And at one stage the lions made a lot of noise. They got there, they saw the problem, they removed the honey badger. packed a lot of stones against the fence. The honey badger rolled the stones away over many days, tried to go into the lion enclosure again under the fence. This time the lion got hold of the honey badger and bit him and shook him, finished him off. So they went in to pick up the dead honey badger when they realized he was still alive. So they stitched him up, took care of him for 8 weeks in the intensive care unit that they have, and when he survived they put him back thinking that now he would have learned his lesson, and they had dug a trench and put rocks in so he can't get through easily, and they noticed that he was starting to dig again to get back to the lion enclosure. So they realized it's not going to last, so they got a donation to build a honey-proof enclosure, which is this here. So it's a very deep foundation, so they can't dig out. Then they built the walls so they can't climb out. And inside they had a garden, lots of trees and shrubs, and then a little cave in which they could hide up during the day.
So which one's the full game? Is it
The male one on your side.
on my side? Yeah, okay, so it's slightly larger. Oh, what was that? Eh?
That was the meat onto the roof.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Look,
Holy.
now she's got the meat. And then he wants his piece. So they found Stoffel outside the enclosure, honey-proof enclosure, and a few weeks later he was out. So then they found out he was climbing the little branches, the trees, and by coincidence the branches bent and he could get out. But once it happened by accident, he could manipulate so he could climb up. So they had to cut off all the trees. All the branches were cut off so that none of them reached the wall, so that he couldn't escape. And several weeks later, he escaped.
Again?
And what happened was he was playing around with the sticks that they had cut off. So they observed this. He was playing with the sticks. And one day, the stick fell into the corner and he could use it as a ladder and climb out. But once it happened accidentally, he could manipulate it, throw the stick in the corner and climb out. So then they removed all the sticks. And again he came out. Then they realized he was rolling the rocks in the garden to the side and using it as a ladder. So they removed all the rocks. So slowly but surely his garden was turning into a desert landscape. And then somebody said, but Brian, surely you understand why he's escaping. He's alone. He's looking for companionship. So they put a female in. You know what he did? He grabbed the female, pushed her against the wall, climbed on top of her and climbed out. So now you look at the wall.
Yeah.
You see it's extended.
Oh yeah.
There's a line.
Yeah.
That extension is everywhere so that when he stands on her back he can't climb out.
Sure.
And then they added the electric wire. Look here. Okay, now see the other one is not.
Yeah, I saw one up there. Don't muck around, do they?
Are very mobile. Now that's a natural behavior of honey badger, is to be included leopards and all kinds of things like that.
Oh, is he coming down? Gee, they rip around, don't they? Gee. Man.
You see these steel plates against the wall?
Yep.
That's where the wall gets its cracks like there.
Oh, I see.
And then he actually scratches in the cracks till he gets a foothold.
Yeah.
And then he climbs out. So they had to close the cracks with the steel plates.
Gee.
Because whenever they fixed it with masonry, he would scratch it open again to climb out.
Gee.
So he's a real escape artist, as you saw on the
Yeah.
YouTube.
He said three.
No, I can't teach.
What is
He said he
Oh, no,
can't
is it-
teach.
Oh, that's
A good guide is loud so everybody in the group can hear. They also
Wow.
know cheetah and the serval.
Yeah.
And the serval, as you can see, has big ears, very long, powerful legs, and a very short tail. And that is the way she hunts. She typically is found living in the tall grasses of swamps and marshy areas. With the big ears, she can hear the mice rustling in the grass ahead, and she doesn't run through the grass like all the other predators, because that noise would give her position away and the mouse would dodge her. So she typically stalks very carefully towards the noise. Then she will jump, and they can jump over 3 meter high. They jump up, and from above they land on the spot that they hurt the mouse, hoping to catch the mouse. And if they do come across the mouse there, then they thump them with the front legs, making them dizzy, and then they obviously eat them. Sorry.
Gee. All right.
Over here you see the caracal.
Yep. Oh, so yeah, okay.
So this is the serval and the caracal. The
Yep.
caracal has got the tufts of hair,
Yep.
tufts of hair on the tip of the ear. This caracal here is called savannah, but it's a African lynx, or just caracal.
Can't really. We're not going to see your little face.
Just listening.